assembly elections are happening at a time there are fears of a second surge in COVID cases. At a time when public interactions and meetings that could be super spreader events poses a big challenge. A candidate who tested positive for COVID-19 has evolved a hyper-digital campaign to connect with voters. Uma Sudhir has this report.
From the confines of a hospital room and now his home, M&M's candidate for Velachery, Dr. Santosh Babu, is connecting with voters on digital mode over 10 hours every day. Soon after filing his nomination, he had tested corona positive.
Unfortunate for me that I'm not able to meet up with my voters. But we are trying the second best way all possible, that is a digital campaign, which obviously cannot replace a physical campaign, I know.
A team of almost 200 volunteers goes around reaching out to people armed with gadgets so he can interact with them over WhatsApp, Zoom, listening to grievances and promising to resolve them.
தண்ணி தான் சார் பிரச்சனை. ஒரு 10 வருஷமா தண்ணிக்கு தான் பிரச்சனையா இருக்கு எங்களுக்கு. நீங்க கண்டிப்பா ஜெயிப்பீங்க. ஆனா ஜெயிச்சிட்டோனே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து தண்ணி பிரச்சனை தான். அது மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் பாத்துக்கோங்க.
This group of women say they will vote for him since they are fans of Kamal Hassan.
My teams are all out there. So when they distribute pamphlets, obviously it has a couple of QR codes which will point to my personal website, santoshbabu.org, or to the Velachery website which we have created along with the friends from UK. So that's been my campaign so far, and of course we also go live on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and Instagram, etc. We also have the Ward-wise manifestos. What else do I do? Yeah, keep talking to people, that's it.
So how many hours in a day are you online?
I think around close to 12 hours I'm online, in the sense I'm trying to connect up with different people. Even when I'm not live with voters, I'm trying to send WhatsApp messages, trying to create content.
Volunteers make PowerPoint presentation, distribute pamphlets with QR codes that when scanned take them to websites that talk in detail about how problems will be resolved. There is also an exclusive IVRS number set up to connect with voters. The high-tech campaign comes as no surprise, as Santosh Babu was till recently an IAS officer working as Principal Secretary in charge of Tamil Nadu's information technology, and is the brain behind the predictive governance and paperless administration proposed by Kamal Hassan's M&M party.
உங்களுக்கு பெருமை, எங்களுக்கும் பெருமை. வாழ்த்துக்கள்.
The former IT secretary ironically says that connectivity remains the biggest challenge in his hyper-digital campaign. So how are people reacting to this kind of a campaign?
They were a bit perplexed initially, but then they're getting used to it and they're feeling a little sympathetic and empathetic to me. That way, especially the women folk, when they see me, oh, poor guy, that kind of feeling is there.
In COVID times, when public interactions and meetings can turn into super spreader events and protocols are difficult to implement, the Election Commission may be well advised to say that all campaign must happen digitally and virtually. That would bring down costs and also make it a level playing field. With camera person Nagaraju, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.